In this week's video, I will be giving you all a guide and a demonstration on exactly how to brood boost your ant colonies. This video features my 8-queen colony of Aphanigaster occidentalis, and I will be giving them brood that I have collected recently. I hope that you all enjoy this week's video, and if you think that I deserve it, feel free to like the video, and with that said, let's get into it. This colony is currently housed in a small-sized Wakushi gypsum nest, and this colony is on the verge of needing a new nest, which I will film in a future video, especially after they get brood boosted in this one. Brood boosting is a common term in ant keeping, referring to giving an ant colony under someone's care brood of the same species from an outside source, such as under a rock. This colony is attached to an outworld from Tarheel ants, and there are always at least a few workers out foraging for food. One interesting fact about this species is that they do not have a social stomach unlike other ants. This means that they cannot drink something to bring back to the colony to feed the workers and the queen, unlike other species, which means that they prefer solid foods to bring back to the nest for the colony to feed on. I have also seen them bring larvae outside of the nest to feed on larger protein items that are too big to bring back to the nest, but I try to give them smaller portions that are easy to transport. This Wakushi ant's gypsum nest is where this colony has been housed in for quite a few months, and they have done really well in it so far. Uncovering the nest, you can see that this colony is doing pretty well. Ever since I moved them into this gypsum nest from Wakushi ants, they have been steadily growing in numbers, and now they are getting close to needing a new setup. They have a pretty good amount of brood already, but giving them some extra will give them that boost that they need, so that I can move them into another setup before winter comes in a couple of months. What you can see here is some brood comprised of mostly pupa that I have collected recently of the same species as this colony that I found under a rock. I have heard that pupae work best for brood boosting and the colony has the highest chance of accepting it, but in my experience with brood boosting multiple species, I have not had a problem with brood boosting using all stages of brood, including eggs and larvae. The next step after collecting the brood is introducing it to the colony. What I am doing here is placing all of the brood that I'm introducing into the colony on a clean feeding dish. This way the ants can find it themselves in a manner that does not stress out the colony, and it gives the colony a higher chance of accepting the brood as their own and bringing it back to the nest. You can see that once I introduce the brood to the outworld, the ants immediately notice the change to the environment and go check out the disturbance. They quickly see the brood and instantly start collecting it and bringing it back to the nest. Some of the darker pupae are closer to a closing into adult workers, and they will be a very great addition to my colony that is already doing well. Ask, why would you want to brood boost one of your ant colonies if they are going to produce workers of their own? Brood boosting an ant colony of ants has many advantages without much risk, because worst case scenario, if the colony does not accept the brood, they will just use it as food or ignore it entirely. Brood boosting a young colony has many advantages, and especially for species of ants that take a while to get a respectable amount of workers. Brood boosting can greatly increase the production of a colony and give them that boost that they need to get through the beginning stages where there are not many workers, and that can help the colony have a much higher chance of surviving through the tedious beginning stages of a colony's development. A few hours later, I went to check up on the colony, and they had brought back every single pupae that I offered to them on the tray. Uncovering the nest, you can see just how much pupa the colony now has. Soon, after a couple of weeks at most, when this batch of new pupa hatches into workers, This colony will definitely be in need of a new nest. This colony, having 8 queens, means that the production of eggs is much higher than it normally would be if there were only 1 or 2. So I am expecting this colony's numbers to start skyrocketing in the next few months, especially in the next ant season. With that said, I hope that you all really enjoyed this short tutorial and found it to be very useful. Please leave a like on the video if you think that I deserve it, and stay tuned for the upcoming weeks for more updates on this colony and other exciting ant-related content that I have coming soon, including more unboxing of new ant colonies to add to the ant room that have been on my list to keep for a very long time. And again, with that said, I hope that you all really enjoyed this video, and I will see you all soon with another one. Peace.